Hello, everybody. Hello again, and welcome into the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I'm Vicky. Today's craft is going to be a kind of a follow-up from last week. I kind of got an idea for wanting, something very similar to last week with the foam stars. So again, I'm working with the foam stars. We're going to be doing a foam star stack this time. How cute is that, right? It's just I've done this with pumpkins for fall. Probably do it again this year for fall with the stack of pumpkins. It's always cute to do a stack of something. These are just the stars, the foam stars, just like we used last week. Go back and watch that video if you missed it. I'm going to jump right in and show you how I made mine so you can make your own. A full supply list is going to be at the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Definitely helps me out and keeps me going. All right, let's get started. We're going to get started. We have all the foam glitter stars, and we're going to make our stack onto our, um, in, I should say, in our little crate here. This crate is from Dollar Tree. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take out our handle. We don't really need that. Now, I want to do, so let's take this off. Finish the bottom too, make that look nice. I want to do a crackle effect on this, the bottom portion. So it's going to be a crackle with the white coating on top, and then we're going to do a light blue, kind of a brighter blue on the bottom. So this is a matte finish. Uh, it's called Look at Me Blue. Literally called Look at Me Blue. I thought that was kind of weird. That's why it took me a little while to read that because I wasn't sure if I was reading that correctly. But it is just a brighter blue. We're going to paint all these more of a darker red, white, and blue, kind of more Americana style. So there's going to be that. But this, I just want to pop through the white because we're going to do a crackle on it. So you're only going to see the blue through the cracks of the white. So it's going to be a white finish with blue crackle in it. So that's what we're going for. So we're going to paint our surface first. I am going to kind of do this all the way around because this is going to kind of be an all around project um, because um, because it's going to be a tower basically. So we're just going to make sure we cover everything because you might be able to see this project at all angles. So after you have this all painted, we're going to set this and let it dry because it needs to be fully dry to be able to do the crackle on it. We're going to bring in our stars. Now we're going to do a tower. I don't know how many of these we're going to use. So I just want to go ahead. I think we're just going to paint them all. We're just going to paint everything. And then I can just use them on another project if I need to. It'll be fine. So the three colors we're using for the white, we're going to use a light buttermilk, so more of an off-white color. The red we are going to be using is a darker red. It's berry wine red, just a darker red. And then a darker blue. It's Admiral Blue. Admiral Blue. So I believe these are all a matte fit. Well, I don't know if the buttermilk doesn't say it's a matte finish, but it's not super shiny or anything. So I guess pretty much it's a matte finish. And we're just gonna paint these on both sides because again, we are gonna make this like a tower, but I'm not sure if you're really gonna be able to see it or not. Painting down the glitter is going to kind of help make it so it's not so shiny. But you could definitely go shiny, big, and bright if you want. If that's the look you're going for. Again, these do not have to be red, white, and blue. Just because that's what the color they are now. If you're painting them, you can paint them whatever color you want. If you like stars and your favorite color is orange, you can paint a whole bunch of different color oranges. Do like different shades of oranges, and then make a star stack like the same thing I'm doing, just with orange stars. Like that would be really cool looking too. This is This is just how I'm doing mine. So there's the white. I know it's kind of probably hard to see in the camera, but this is the painted one versus the sparkly shiny one. So we're gonna let the paint dry on all the stars. Um, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our crackle on this. I'm gonna show you just one side. I'm gonna do all the sides though. Um, just as it's just I like to let my sides dry a little before I'm gonna move and touch anything else. So let's do it here first. We're gonna take our Elmer's clear. I absolutely love Elmer's clear. It's the only thing I use, and it works every time for me. Um, we're just gonna take our brush, and we're not gonna go too heavy, but we're not gonna go too light with it. And we're gonna go and always go in one direction. He said, don't get too crazy with it. But you don't want to overwork it either because it will start to dry if you start overworking with it. I think the heavier you do, I think is supposed to be the bigger the crackle, I believe. I believe that's how it's supposed to go. Now, I'm not even going to start to dry this. I'm going to do this while it's drying. And we're going to use our light buttermilk, so that off-white color. Again, we're just going to take a different brush here. This brush here. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to take it in our paint. Now, don't go light with this. Don't be light. Always go in one direction, the same way you went with your glue, and you don't overwork it. Long strokes, like that. And then we leave it. Yeah, long strokes. And then I'm going to leave it. Okay, now we're going to leave it. This is what it looks like. Now it's going to start to crackle on us. It kind of is trying to right here and right here. So we're going to let that just totally dry for at least a couple hours. And then we will come back. Crackle finish is all done. This turned out absolutely beautiful. So you can see the blue through it. This one you can see the blue a little bit more, but it looks great. The crackle looks fabulous. All right, so now we're going to I've got extra foam pieces here. This is a foam block, floral foam block I got from Walmart in the floral section. It really was 28 inches, so it was longer. I keep cutting pieces off of it, so that's why it's a little bit smaller than 28 inches for sure. We're just going to pull it out of the remainder of this plastic here. Now I'm kind of thinking I want it to kind of be like like a cone. Like they do have the floral foam in cone shape. And I that's what I kind of want, but I didn't have a cone on hand, so I'm using what I got. It's just kind of one of those use what you got kind of things. Um, Obviously, not all of this is going to fit in here, so we're going to take a small chunk off. I do apologize if you don't like the sound of that foam kind of situation there. I get it. Everybody's kind of sensitive to certain sounds, especially like nails on a chalkboard kind of situation. All right, so there we go. I've got that. Now, I want to be able to put my stars up against it, gather them up, and do literally a cone shape. So, literally, just going to take this. It's all the way pushed into the bottom there, and basically, we're going to go at an angle. Basically, I'm just making my own shape at this point. And we're gonna go with, there we go. Like a little house in there. All right. So, I do, however, I'm going to put it this way. So I'm kind of strategically trying to place it because it goes all the way to the edge here. Now I can go ahead and trim this down if I want, but if I put it on, see, this side doesn't have the slats. Like this side has the slats. So there's two sides that have the slats and two sides that don't. And I'm going to put the foam up against the parts that don't, and then this gap here I will fill in with some Spanish moss so that you will see the Spanish moss through here instead of the foam. But what we're going to do is just take sorry, my tacky glue, because this is floral foam. I don't want it to melt. If you use hot glue on this, it will melt. It may not melt a whole, I mean, it just still depends on your foam, but usually it melts quite a bit. Um, this will hold just fine. The only thing is, it just will take a little bit longer to dry, which is okay if you have patience, I guess. If you don't have any patience with it, I'm sorry. There is, super glue or quick bond or whatever. Not quite sure. To be honest with you, I haven't used those on floral foam, so I don't know what kind of chemical reaction it may or may not have with the foam. That's going to be, I mean, if I ever come across wanting to do that, I definitely will let you guys know my experience with it. Um, but I don't currently have any plans to experiment with that at this point. We're just gonna, like so, there's living in Spanish moss here. And that's just so you don't see the floral foam, you see the Spanish moss in there, which looks much better. All right. So, and it will kind of help wedge in my foam right now anyways. So I'm kind of two birds, one stone kind of thing going on here. Just use something, skinny to kind of poke it down in there and keep it in place. You're just using the back end of my knife, not the sharp end. I'm just pushing it down with the non-sharp end there. There we go. Set. I'm gonna go a little bit more. Maybe Spanish mosses don't get along. It doesn't like to rip for me. I just have to end up cutting it. Okay. Then we have, the mess that comes with it. Off to the side. I have a silicone mat down so it doesn't like want to slide away easily. But I have a little vacuum and then I can wipe that up with a Clorox wipe and it'll be fine. So back to our little, so our base is done. Like that's super cute, right? That's so cute. Now we're going to bring back in all of our little stars, all painted both sides. They look so much better, more Americana, darker style. Um, we're going to place our little star. See, now if I put this one here, fortunately it kind of blends with the white. So I'm going to try and avoid doing any of the white too close to the bottom here. We'll start with this blue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is 16 gauge floral wire. It's the straight kind you get in the floral section. It comes in like, I believe 18 or 12-inch long. So these are all just extra. I've got, when I use it, sometimes I have extra. These are all my extra little collections. Okay. I'm going to use this tool here. It's actually for beads, for beadwork. It's just got a pointy end here. I kind of use this to poke holes in like almost anything. It's got a nice sharp point to it, and it's kind of a smaller gauge. Um, what we're going to do is just poke a hole in the back of our star here. That just kind of helps create the hole. If you go back and watch another episode I did on using these foam stars, I kind of had an accident where I poked too far into this and like it just pushed out the back end. So there was that. It's because I didn't pre-poke my hole like that with this tool. So if you pre-do your holes, it does a little bit better. And then I just put some glue in there, twist it down in there. Ah, voila. So so now we're just gonna make it. I do like to use my needle nose pliers a lot too. And there we go. You can sit off like so. Let's do a red one. I'm gonna do a red one here. And make sure to put some glue on these because if you don't, well, I guess if you don't want to, you don't have to. Um, they're just gonna come. They're gonna be able to slide right off of your wire here. So I guess that all depends if you want it to slide off your wire or not. Now I'm grabbing. The reason I'm grabbing this wire with the pliers is because if you just push, if I was to just push this, it would probably go through my foam. The wire itself with the pressure would might just go through my foam star, and we don't want that. So here we go, like so. Get the little one in here. I mean, this is a really easy project, but yet at the same time very kind of delicate because of these foam stars can be a little tricky to work with. It's all about just where do you want to place them. You And there we go. We've got our little star stack. Cute is that. Now we can still see the foam through it. Um, can actually, should I put this one? No, I want to put this one at the top here. I think we'll just leave it. Okay, so now what we're just going to do is bring back in that Spanish moss. Or we're just going to kind of sneak in a bunch of Spanish moss in here to kind of help kind of hide that green in there. Now, what you could do is go ahead and just cover it in Spanish moss first and then put the stars over it, which you could totally do that. I just kind of tried to get away with maybe not having to do that because I was kind of hoping that the stars were going to cover a little bit more than they did, but that's okay. You just squeeze it in there. I kind of like when it's kind of a little bit messy and it kind of has a little bit of the Spanish moss kind of sticking out a little bit. I'm okay with that. I actually don't mind. It kind of gives a little bit of rusticness going on to it, being imperfect. Yeah, I like that. I think to kind of finish it off, like it looks really good like that. I love that. That's so cute. I kind of want to do a little bit of twine on it. Um, Again, give it a little bit more of a rusticy kind of feel. I'm kind of thinking we're gonna wrap it around like one of these pieces, well, in here somewhere. Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna do. Is actually just gonna hold it. Kind of like the way that looks. I might actually do that on both sections. Glue gun. I did wrap this around through here, and I kind of like the way that looks. I mean, I know we did the Spanish moss through here, so you wouldn't see through here, but by wrapping it, you're not going to see it anyways. But that's okay. That's okay. I still wanted to be able to block that off just in case you did see in there. So we're going to do that to the bottom one as well. I kind of like the look of that. And, with crafting, you can always change your mind. It's okay if it happens that way. And we're just gonna kind of tack it down here on the side, kind of make it a little easier to kind of hide it a little bit. It's like I just have enough to do this. I do have more if I need it, but I might not. I might just go for this. Oops. Oh, yeah, it stuck itself. Don't even have to do it. All right. So that looks absolutely adorable. Like we can and do see what it looks like with a bow on it. I'm just gonna see. I might not. Mm, I do kind of like that. Get a little smaller. You can always make bows really small. You just have to pull them and tighten, pull and tighten. Okay, that's actually, I don't like the way that looks. We're gonna do it. If I just do it on the one side. We'll just do it on the one side. It's super cute. And then we'll just leave that side open. But it is, four-sided. Like it can cover all the way around. I absolutely love how this looks. It's just a pile of stars. Love that. Keep coming back and watching more at the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I'm Vicky, and happy crafting.